The story of Twitch begins in 2007. Justin Kan, Emmett Shear, Michael Sable, and Kyle Walk co-founded Justin TV, where they broadcast a 24/7 live stream of Kan's life, like a reality TV show. Kan wore a baseball cap with a webcam inside it, which was connected to a custom-built laptop rig, allowing him to stream his entire life to an online audience. This was a very novel idea at the time and garnered a lot of attention, with Kan appearing on national programs like The Today Show and Nightline. However, despite the initial hype, the single-channel format proved to be unsustainable, as people got bored of seeing Kan's life after a while. So they pivoted away from live casting Kan to an open platform, allowing anyone to live stream. By October of that year, it had become a live stream network with thousands of channels. As the platform opened up, it was divided into several content categories like social, tech, sports, and gaming. Gaming, in particular, grew with a remarkable speed, becoming the most popular content hub with communities forming around titles like World of Warcraft and StarCraft 2. Justin TV was, however, repeatedly criticized for its failure to prevent copyright infringement, particularly from people who would stream live sports and pay-per-view events like those from the UFC. They tried to address this with new filtering systems in 2009 and a settlement with UFC's parent company Zuffa, but the issue would remain for now. In 2011, the gaming part of Justin TV was split off and officially rebranded as Twitch.tv, making it more focused on gaming content. This decision paid off as they garnered an impressive 3.2 million unique visitors per month in its first year. In 2012 and 2013, Twitch had explosive growth and a near monopoly in the live streaming space. By 2013, Twitch had 600,000 unique broadcasters and over 28 million unique viewers, with viewers watching an average of 1.5 hours of content per day. Their position was further cemented by the collapse of its main competitor at the time, Own3D TV, and its success also led to its first integrations with major game publishers. In 2014, reports emerged that Google had reached a preliminary deal to acquire Twitch through its YouTube subsidiary for a reported $1 billion. However, the deal reportedly fell through due to antitrust concerns and Google's existing ownership of YouTube. This allowed Amazon to step in and buy Twitch for $970 million, the largest acquisition by Amazon at the time. CEO Emmett Shear said they chose Amazon because they believed it would provide them greater autonomy and independence compared to Google, where they felt they would have been forced into a secondary role. A month later, Justin TV was shut down and the Twitch acquisition was complete. In 2015, Twitch began to diversify from gaming content, launching a creative category dedicated to artists. In 2016, Twitch introduced bits and cheering, letting viewers buy and give them to streamers they wanted to support, and also interact with them at the same time. This year also saw the release of the IRL category for streamers streaming their real lives, similar to live casting on Justin TV. This year also saw the introduction of Twitch Prime, allowing those who had Amazon Prime to get a free subscription they could use on any streamer they wanted, and also site-wide ad-free viewing. In 2017, Twitch launched the affiliate program to extend monetization to non-partnered streamers, hoping to lower the barrier for monetization. In 2018, Amazon Prime users lost the site-wide ad-free viewing perk. Instead, Twitch released Twitch Turbo, a subscription that did exactly that. It gave users ad-free viewing. This of course caused a lot of backlash, but in the end, they stuck with it. In this year, they also strengthened their moderation policies, becoming a lot more strict with what was and was not allowed. In 2019, Twitch faced a competitive threat: Microsoft's live streaming platform, Mixer. Microsoft's strategy was to attract top Twitch streamers by signing exclusive multi-million-dollar contracts, some names being Ninja and Shroud, effectively trying to buy viewership and establish Mixer as a formidable alternative. In response, Twitch did basically the same, signing exclusivity contracts with popular streamers to retain its top creators. However, the streaming war came to an abrupt end in 2020 when Microsoft announced the official shutdown of Mixer. Despite the millions of dollars they threw on streamer contracts, the platform failed to cultivate a loyal community. Following this, the Mixer streamers went back to Twitch, which was now the top dog once again. This year also saw a DMCA crisis for Twitch as major record labels began sending thousands of DMCA notifications each week targeting copyrighted music in year-old clips and archived videos. Streamers were suddenly at the risk of receiving multiple strikes, which could lead to a permanent ban under the platform's 3-strike rule. Twitch provided a mass deletion tool with just a 3-day notice for creators to purge their content libraries, which obviously was not something people were happy about. In 2021, streamers from marginalized groups were targeted by a wave of hate raids that used bots and automation to flood chat rooms with hateful, racist, and malicious messages. Frustrated by Twitch's inaction and slow response, the community rallied together under the hashtag #TwitchDoBetter, organizing a virtual walkout and other forms of protest to draw attention to the issue. This forced Twitch to acknowledge its shortcomings, and in response they introduced new safety tools and features and improved ban evasion detection and chat-level moderation settings. In 2022, the community once again flexed its influence to force a policy change, this time in regards to gambling content. A growing number of high-profile streamers were participating in lucrative sponsored gambling streams, directing their viewers to unlicensed sites that were illegal in many regions. This sparked a public outcry, with some prominent streamers arguing that the content was predatory and could lead to financial ruin for vulnerable viewers. Twitch, in response, partially banned gambling streams, prohibiting streams of games like roulette, slots, and dice from websites that were not licensed in the US or other jurisdictions with adequate customer protections. However, it did not extend to content related to sports betting, fantasy sports, or poker, indicating a more cautious approach that balanced community concerns and money for Twitch. In 2023, Twitch launched the Partner Plus program, a major revision of its revenue sharing model, which offered a more favorable 70-30 revenue split on paid and gifted subs for streamers who met a plus points threshold for 3 consecutive months. This was in response to platforms like Kick, who offered a far more generous revenue split compared to Twitch. They expanded the Partner Plus program, rebranding it as the Plus program to allow affiliates to qualify for the first time. They also lowered the plus points threshold, enabling more streamers to access the premium revenue share. They also redesigned the mobile app to add a discovery feed similar to Reels or Shorts, but for live streams, which a lot of people did not like. In 2025, Twitch remains the dominant live streaming force for gaming content, but it no longer has the breakneck pace of growth it did in the pandemic years. It still, however, boasts a massive user base of 240 million monthly active users and 35 million daily active users. In 2024, Twitch generated an estimated $1.8 billion in revenue. They had 20 billion hours watched in 2024, with 32% of it being from categories like just chatting, which indicates a successful expansion from gaming content. Twitch's future strategy, as outlined by CEO Dan Clancy, focuses on growing the audience, empowering creators, and building a safer platform. They plan to improve shared monetization features for collaborations and further improve the mobile experience with vertical video support. In terms of gaming live content, Twitch is still the number one with over 54% of the market. However, accounting for all live streaming content, it does fall behind YouTube. Oh yeah, there's also Kick. It's still behind Twitch and YouTube, sitting at 11% overall market share of live streaming content. However, despite the $1.8 billion in revenue in 2024, Twitch is not currently profitable, which was acknowledged by CEO Dan Clancy, because of its high operational costs and payments to streamers. So unless they find a way to do so, it's basically being bankrolled by Bezos's big bucks. As for its future trajectory, only time will tell. And that was the story of Twitch. I am Darky. Thanks for watching.